Namaskaram. So far in the Listen and Learn series, I have emphasized on your understanding of the Adhara Shadjama. This is a very important note that your ears will have to place if you have to identify a raga. The Shadjamam Panchamam, the minute you get your sa, then you automatically say pa. If you get a sa, pa, sa, these three notes automatically fall in place. Once those notes fall in place, all you have to do is to find out the notes that are in between them, in between the Madhyasthai Shadjama and the Madhyasthai Panchama, and again the Panchama to the Tarasthai Shadjama. What are the notes that are present in the song that you are hearing or in the Alaapana that you are hearing? Now, in this Listen and Learn No Raga series, we are going to identify the raga that has been played by the child prodigy Sri Mandolin Srinivas. Now, I have chosen about 3 phrases from this rendition to help you identify the raga. There are many other phrases as well. For the ones who are already trained, who are in the advanced level, they can straight away by listening find out where the Shadjama is. Shadjama and Panchama are. It's very obvious. If your ears are trained to these frequencies, it is quite obvious and you'll find out these notes easily. And then place the in-between notes. But for those untrained ears, those who are just trying to grapple with the frequencies, trying to understand these frequencies, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to have my Veena tuned at E and try and place those frequencies, match the frequencies that are coming in these phrases. We are just going to match, place them and then try and find out what the raga is. So let's go and check the first phrase. In this phrase, I am not even focusing on the mandolin. In fact, there is the violin playing along with the mandolin, which is giving that one note constantly. Listen to this. Now that I am placing it on my Veena, shall we place it along with the violin? And this note is on my Gandharam, Andhara Gandharam. Again I go back and play this particular phrase and get the other notes in the phrase. Try to get those 3 or 4 other notes that were played just before this particular note. Though I have been able to place the notes already, again this is for the untrained ears. So we hear these notes. These are the notes I got from this particular phrase. Once again, I'm going to play this. Try and listen intently to the phrase. See, those 3 notes were. And then it goes. So I already got 4 notes from this particular phrase. Now let's go to the next phrase and see if we get an extra other note also. Very clearly. There on the screen you will see I am going to place these notes for you very clearly. One thing you must understand, Mandolin Srinivas is not playing in the same pitch as we are. Our Veena, my Veena is tuned to pitch E. I am yet to find out what his pitch is. I am simply listening to the frequency that is coming out from these phrases and putting them on my Veena. Finally, we will have to place them and find out where is the Adhara Shadjama, the Panchama, and get the Ragam out. So, I got this one extra note now. There you see it on the screen. Alright. The trained ears must have already captured the frequencies, captured the notes. Maybe some of you might even found out what the ragam is. Now let me go to the let me go to the third phrase. See, I'm getting this is coming on my third string. All of this indicate the pitch of the mandolin is much lower than the E that we have been tuned. So I'm getting these notes now. Watch this. I am placing it there on the Veena. On the third string, Daivatam, there is one note. There is one on the Panchamam of the third string. And then you have the other note on the Ma of the third string. And finally on the Ga, the Antara Gandharam. Now Antara Gandharam, already we placed one in the Madhyasthai. So now that means it just goes to show that the octave is going between these two. The Antara Gandharam of the third string, Mantrasthai, and the Antara Gandharam of the Madhyasthai or the middle octave. So let me place again now clearly all the notes that I have been able to identify. So these are the notes. From the third string, these are the 5 notes. Now I'm jumping to the second string. We already placed one on the Nishadam of the second string. Now most of the instruments that are in the public domain, the major instruments that are in the public domain like a violin, a flute, a mandolin, veena and so on, do not go below C for their pitching. So now let's go and see which note is there in and around in and around C or above C, which can possibly be identified as a Shadjama. So you have a now from the picture, that from what you see there on the screen, I see a C sharp, and when you hear that C sharp and then the subsequent notes to C sharp, can you place the sa re ga ma pa? So C sharp is the pitch that Mandolin Srinivas is using for this Alaapana, and I would like you all to once again keep listening to this and then place the Shadjama. Once you place the Shadjama, this is how you are going to place the other notes and get your Ragam out, identify your Ragam. So Mandolin Srinivas's Shadjamam is in the Chatushruti Daivatam. So what are the other notes then now? If Chatushruti Daivatam, now I am jumping to the second string Chatushruti Daivatam. Sa. The other next note that we played was in the Kakali Nishadam of the second string. Re. That will be the Re. Now I am jumping on to the Suddha Rishabham of the first string. We had a note there. So that will be the Ga. The immediately next note is the Ma. We had it in the Mantrasthai. And then the Panchamam had the Nishadam. So Ni Sa Ma Ni Da Pa Ma Da Re Sa Ni Da Ma Pa Da Ni Sa. So this Ragam is having all the 7 notes, and they are in the Upanga pattern. Upanga means they are going in the increasing order of frequency. There is no Vakram, there is no Bhashangam. The Ragas are all played very systematically, orderly. So this is a Melakarta Ragam. Now when I said Re, the Re is a Re 2 and the Ga is a Ga 3. So, and it's a Suddha Madhyama Ragam. Check a Re 2 and a Ga 3. That comes in the 5th chakra. Now the Da will be a Da 1 and a Ni 2. So this is again, we'll have to check in the 5th chakra which Raga has got a Da 1 and Ni 2. And that happens to be the 26th Melakarta Ragam, Charukesi. So now a few of you might have found this a little complicated. I want you to go repeatedly over this video and understand for yourself how you place the frequencies with the help of a Veena, and then try and find out the ragam. Now that we have found the ragam to be Charukesi, let's go and analyze the ragam itself. The Arohanam, Avarohanam. Now I am going to start playing on my pitch E. What Mandolin Srinivas, the pitch he had taken was C sharp. His pitch was C sharp. So, in the Chatushruti Daivatam of the second string, in the Mantrasthai Chatushruti Daivatam, that was his Shadjama. Now my Veena is tuned to pitch E, and I am going to take the Charukesi into this pitch. So just understand this. Sa Shadjamam, Chatushruti Rishabam, Antara Gandharam, Suddha Madhyamam, Panchamam, Suddha Daivatam, Kaisiki Nishadam. So this is Charukesi, a wonderful, beautiful raga. If you listen to the raga Alaapana again and again, you'll see how exotic this ragam is. Very different, and it has got some kind of a mysticism and a suspense to it. This raga is also called Tarangini in the Dikshitar Melakarta system. Charukesi is usually referred to. Now when you have seen this Arohanam Avarohanam, it is referred to as a combination between Shankarabharanam and Todi. The first half of the Arohanam, if you see Sa, Re, Ga, Ma, Pa, that is Shankarabharanam, the notes of Shankarabharanam. And then you have a Pa, Da, Ni, Sa, the 1 and Ni 2 is Todi for you. So, the Purvanga, that is Purvanga is the first half, is Shankarabharanam. The Uttaranga, which is the second half, is Todi. Though they are a blend of two major ragas of Carnatic music, when you actually play Charukesi by itself, it is so graceful and doesn't even display any semblance of Shankarabharanam or Todi. Now the counterpart. Now all of you know that in the Melakarta system, you have the Suddha Madhyama ragas, which are from 1 to 36, and the Pratimadhyama ragas, which are from 36 to 72. We are very aware of this. So any raga on the 1 to 36, the Suddha Madhyama raga, will have a counterpart in the Pratimadhyamam as well. In this case, the 62nd Melakarta raga, Rishabha Priya, is the counterpart of Charukesi. All the notes will be the same except for the Ma, which will be a Pratimadhyama. Now let's go and see the Jiva Swaras of Charukesi. The Jiva Swaras, the Swaras that give that kind of an exotic nature to the ragam. It gives that kind of a bhakti, kind of a melting feeling to the ragam, are Gandharam and Nishadam. Gama pada ni rapa ma ga ga gama ga re gama ga re sa ni sa ni da ni. Re ga ma ga re ga ma ni da pa. So ragas that bring out the original character of a raga, these swaras that bring out the original character of a raga, these swaras are called Jiva Swaras. And in Charukesi, Gandharam, Antara Gandharam and Kaisiki Nishadam are the Jiva phrases. Now we go to the Graha phrases. What are Graha Swaras? Graha Swaras are the starting notes for a song, for a phrase in a particular ragam. So in Charukesi, Shadjamam and Panchamam are frequently used in compositions and while doing phrases as well. So these two notes therefore are called Graha Swaras for Charukesi. Now we go to the next, Nyasa Swaras. What are Nyasa Swaras? Where you come and end in a note. When you make a phrase and you come and end in a particular note, that note is called a Nyasa Swara. And in Charukesi, Rishabam, Gandharam, Daivatam, Shadjama, to a certain extent even Nishadam are all Nyasa Swaras. Now let's go and check out a few characteristic prayogas or phrases of Charukesi. Pa pa pa. I'm using the Grahaswara Panchamam to start off this little Alaapana that I'm showing, where we are going to bring out the characteristic of Charukesi. Pa 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 ma ga ga re 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 ga ma ga re sa ni sa ni da pa pa da ni 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 da ni sa re ga re sa ni sa re ga ma ga 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 ma ni da pa. I push the knee in Daivatam and just see how it is melting your heart. Ma ga ga re ga ma pa da ni da pa. Re ga re ga ma ga re ga ma pa pa ma ga ga ma pa da ni da pa. Re ga ma ga re sa re ga ma pa da ni da pa. Da pa da ni da ni da ni ni sa 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 ni sa ni da pa. Da pa da ni sa sa da ni sa re re. Watch this. Ni to ga. Ni sa re ga re sa. The Jiva Swaras of ni and ga just bring out that Shringara, that the nature of Charukesi so beautifully. Sa re ga ma ga ma ga ga re re ma ga re re ni sa re ga re ma ga re re sa re sa ni da pa. Pa ma ga ma ga re ga ma re ga re sa ni sa re sa ni da da ni ga re sa ni da da. So wherever possible, play on the strength of the ragam. Ni ga ni re da ni sa. those are the few prayogas that will help you understand Charukesi the next time you hear the ragam. A few pointers about the characteristic of the ragam, because one needs to know what the characteristic of a ragam is, so that when you're playing an Alaapana or when you're bringing out Sangatis for a Kirtana, you make it a point to see that you bring out that character of the ragam well through your technique, the techniques that you're using on the instrument, by also emphasizing on the Jiva Swaras, putting the Graha Swaras in the right place, and so on. Now, Charukesi as a raga, like I told you at the very beginning, is a very exotic raga and has got some kind of a mystic feel to it. It is a melodic, highly melodic raga that brings out the Shringara and Bhakti rasas. Now, Shringara is all about love and yearning, longing. That kind of a feel is very, very obvious and evident in Charukesi. Of course, you have the Bhakti Bhavam coming through, oozing out from every note, from every corner of the ragam. You have Bhakti Bhavam oozing out. Let's go and see how the composers have handled this particular ragam, which are the famous composition. Lalgudi G. Jayaraman's Innam in Varnam in Charukesi is one of the classic, best. It brings out the best of Charukesi. Any of you, if you have not learned the Varnam so far, do go and check it out. Then you have the Adamodi Galada of Tyagaraja, Ayyani Kelidare Kelu of Akka Mahadevi, Kripaya Palaya Swati Tirunals. Then you have the Mail Meede by Calcutta Gurumurti. And there are lots and lots more of compositions that have brought out the beauty of this lovely ragam. I hope this exercise has given you a fair idea as to how you will start placing the Shadjama and Panchama of a ragam when you're listening to either any songs, tunes, or Manodharma, and then place the other notes in order to bring out and identify a ragam. Until I see you in the next video, best wishes.